The real merits of the scorecards, in my opinion, are that it takes the key ingredient of the National Planning Policy Framework and it turns it into a practical output. So when we hear about the NPPF, we're told there's a golden thread of sustainability. They're the words that run through the NPPF. There's no way of defining what that means at the moment. The scorecard gives everybody, whether you're a planning officer, an applicant, a member of the community, the chance to look at a scheme on a level playing field, to input into the project, to provide their own thoughts and views on the scheme and to ensure that better planning process is the outcome.
You can interpret the NPPF policy requirements in many ways, and how do you say you fully achieved it or partially achieved it, I think could be, you could have as many views as the people in the room. There is always going to be that interpretation that is different. RUS has 10 principles that are very important to us. As a community land trust, we believe in affordability, we believe in sustainability, and I think the scorecard would help us to focus in on what's important for all the other targets that are jockeying for our attention. And so we would welcome something that would simplify the process and maybe take out some of the subjective nature of what is quite a comprehensive policy.
The Commission has been set up in order to explore the scope for developing a tool to help planners, to help local authorities, to help applicants for planning permission and to help local communities to assess the degree to which development schemes achieve sustainability objectives set out in the government's planning policy guidance. And the aim is to provide a tool which makes it easier to assess the degree to which development schemes meet sustainability objectives and how they can be improved if they don't in order to do so.
The scorecard was developed around the key 3 themes of sustainable development, economic, social and environmental, and basically was looking at the details of what underpins sustainability within those 3 themes. In terms of the scorecard, it was giving each of them the 3 equal weighting.
The scorecard would be used by developers in drawing together a planning application and demonstrating how that application meets the intentions of sustainable development in the National Planning Policy Framework. A really easy way to demonstrate that your scheme will generate positive sustainability outcomes.
It's very quick and easy to use the scorecard. It takes less than an hour. What you need to have is information on the proposed development and access to a computer to fill in an online questionnaire with yes/no answers.
It will provide local authorities with a more consistent and objective way of looking at proposals rather than devising their own ad hoc means of assessing proposals.
Hopefully everyone is able to use a scorecard. It's been developed so it has definitions and guidance and worst and best practice within it. So hopefully even someone that doesn't even have a background in development or a background in planning is able to sort of log on and run a scheme.
We have undertaken testing of the scorecard. We think that was an important part of the process to see areas where it could be improved and developed. So we've run it through live schemes in Birmingham where we've been able to look at a planning application, assess its performance against the scorecard. And on the back of that, we've helped to make various improvements to the scorecard itself to make it more practical and helpful in terms of its use. So yeah, we've used it live and we think it does add real value to the planning process.
One of the benefits of the scorecard is that we will be collecting specific amounts of data from the users. We won't be collecting any sensitive commercial information. We will be collecting information regarding to the type of development and the eventual scores. So over time this will enable us to develop a sort of nationwide picture about how different types of development are responding to the NPPF's guidance. Hopefully we'll see a gradual improvement over time in the quality of sustainable development coming forward.
I've worked for councils for 37 years now and I've been a chief executive for 12 of those years. I have never seen anything like this before, that community groups and parish councils or just a collection of residents could actually use to evaluate a proposal for their area. They often want to do that, but they don't have the tools or the knowledge or the expertise to do it. This provides them with a mechanism where they can do so.
for the person that's entering information, it's as easy and as practical as possible, but sat behind that is a lot of detailed understanding and analysis. We've spent the last 2 years properly reviewing the planning policy framework and then really giving thought as to how can we boil that down into easily understood questions. So all the difficult stuff sits behind the scorecard, and that's how we wanted it.